Today I'm going to be taking pictures of two of my succulents just as a regular update so I can keep track of their progress. And I'm going to show you how they have changed over time. One of them has had a pretty dramatic change in how it looks and just how it's grown. It was pretty tortured. And then the other one has grown quite a bit. So I'm just going to show you what those look like while I take pictures of them. All right, so this is a Haworthia concolor, and you might be thinking that it looks really funky. And it's true, it does look really funky, but it's actually been through quite a growth period. So I actually gifted this to my brother a couple of years ago, and he had it in his car. Well, he had it in his apartment first, and then he had it in his car, and it was literally in his car for 6 months in the Arizona heat with no water, and it was maybe getting sun. I think it was on the back seat. So here's what it looked like. This is actually about a week or two after I brought it inside. So you can see it's very stretched out here. This area that's kind of reddish, it was actually white just because it was so stretched out. It turned red after being under the grow lights for a little bit. So looking very, very sad. And it maybe doesn't look amazing now, but I love this plant because it just reminds me of how durable succulents are. Not all of them, but Haworthia seem to be this way. I think this one technically now is a Haworthiopsis. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a new picture of it so that I can keep having it, just keep having those updates in the tracker app. And this is actually one of the things that I love about the tracker app is having the ability to keep this photo history. I've not done a very good job at actually updating most of my succulents. So that is one of my goals for this year, is to just take pictures. I think part of it is I have, let's see, how many plants do I have? I have 112 plants. So, adding a photo of those all the time could be a little bit time consuming. So my plan is just to take pictures of 2 or 3 plants every day, or maybe just a couple a week, and then I will have that history over time with these. So that is this Haworthiopsis concolor that has been through a very rough life but is now recovering quite well. I love that there's these new little babies here also, in addition to the top just growing. There's a baby down on the side. Anyway, I love this plant. It just reminds me about how resilient succulents are. Okay, next up is another one that you might think doesn't look amazing, but I am really impressed with how it has grown. So this is an Aloe juvena, and it has also had a little bit of a challenge growing. So it was outside in the Arizona heat for a long time. It was just growing out there. I did have it in the shade, but you can see how it's kind of purplish or brownish here. It does have the little babies growing, but overall I would say it's pretty stressed, and I wasn't sure how exactly I was going to get it to grow and turn green again, because the thing I love about Aloe juvena is it's really, really vibrant, bright green. Now this, you can see there's some stretching here. These leaves are really elongated, whereas normally they're really short and tight, and this has stretched out because when I moved from Arizona to Utah, it was in a garage for like 3 weeks. And then before that, it just hadn't been watered. It was it was about 3 weeks without getting a lot of direct sun, definitely not under the grow lights. And it was dry, so most of the plants didn't stretch out, but it was warm in the garage. So I think that's part of why this one stretched, is it was warm, but not getting enough light. So this one, I'm just gonna add a photo of it so that I have it, but I have just loved seeing how this has transitioned from being that kind of brownish orange color, which is not necessarily bad, it's just a stress color, but I love seeing it just bounce back after having watered it a lot more frequently. I mean, you can really see the difference in color there. but I've been watering it a lot more frequently. You can kind of see, here's the gap from, well, I guess I watered it on the 31st. Oh no, let's see, this is the gap. From June 25th until July 15th. So not quite a month, but a good 3 weeks. And it was not getting very much light either during that time. So I love both of these succulents because they just go to show that if you need something that is low maintenance, both of these options, both Haworthiopsis concolor and then this Aloe juvena, are a really great option that can tolerate almost anything you throw at them as long as you're not watering them every day.